and communication skills to set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save.
Year-old Genesis Mata, who is charged with murder and child torture in his daughter's death, has been sentenced to 2 years probation and 70 days in jail on the gun and drug charges. He and his wife, Graciela Bustamante, are accused of torturing and killing his 8-year-old daughter. A dog who was rescued from a chance of being euthanized will become a rescue dog himself. Loki was a dog at Kern County Animal Services when he was 9 months old and time was running out. Nick Fuentes found him, first deciding to foster the dog, but ended up bonding with him. Fuentes is a volunteer with Kern County Search and Rescue. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KER.
Please.
Flores, turn this up. Thank you very much.
I had 3 more seconds and I had the whole thing.
Had a whole thing.
I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Yeah, but you get Dolores Huerta 3 minutes, don't you?
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
It's the JR Show from Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex. On air at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Online at kernradio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com, and you can even watch us. That's right, streaming on YouTube. Just go over to YouTube and search up Kern Radio. Subscribe, hit the notification, and you'll be notified every day when we go live right here at 2:05. You can also find us on social media. Facebook, Instagram, X for exclusive content. Just search up a Kern Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? We got a good one lined up for you today. I promise I'm going to get to California redistricting. I've been trying to talk about this, and I know we like to talk a lot of local. This will impact us locally. I will tell you how you might be impacted if your district might change possibly, and what it could cost us here in the county for a special election. Also, we'll talk about the case out of the Arvin teacher that has been sentenced today for unlawful sex acts with a minor. We'll dive into that story a little bit. Some interesting things going on there. And a new moon has been found. We'll tell you where the new moon has been discovered. But, and your text messages, phone calls are always welcome. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. You can also send me emails. I appreciate those that do, jr@kernradio.com. Or you can jump in what we like to call around here chat, right, Chris? Is that that's what the kids are calling it, chat?
That is what they call it.
The chat. What's up, chat? I'm going to start a new segment, and it's probably going to make my daughter cringe. But I thought about this, and it's to help parents, really. we're going to do a segment that teaches us all the new slang that the kids are using so that you can decode what your kids are actually talking about online. I'm going to bring in a proper teenager and everything to teach us the lingo. Do they still call it slang? I don't even know. So we'll learn some new terms, hopefully, together on the JR Show. Oh, and just an advisory before we get going here. I know we know that California Avenue is screwed up. And so those that don't have to take it haven't been. I've noticed it's a little bit lighter in traffic. But if you have any kind of business going on Easton Drive, forget about it. If you won tickets or purchased something off of the radio store, just wait another day if you can.
Yeah, today's not the day.
Today is not the day. There is literally 2 entrances into Easton Drive. That is the one at the corner where the light is at Easton, just for the West Side Parkway overpass. That intersection is open. There is also the intersection that's between the Starbucks and the Mobile right here off of the 99 to get into Easton. Other than that, you are screwed. If you're trying to go into Hobby Lobby, their parking lot entrance is closed. If you're going to, what is it, Lawson's, I don't ever remember. Five Below, you need to talk to Spectrum, you need to get something from Coconut Joe's, forget about it. I live across the street. For real. I ride my bike and it takes maybe max 7 minutes to get home. Maybe if I don't catch the light to cross California. It took me in a car to get from the studio to my place, my residence, almost 15 minutes. I had to take more turns than I have all month on the streets of Bakersfield. I cut through more parking lots just to get home. And it still took me 15 minutes. So if you have business, I'm sorry. What is the paint shop back here? What's the other one? Granger? Forget, just don't even bother. Pick another day to come through Easton. And maybe it's not so hard getting in, but boy, getting out is going to be difficult. So that's your traffic advisory. If you do not need to, not only avoid California, avoid Easton altogether. So no visitors today, Chris. Tell Ralph if he's got guests coming in that they might want to.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we may need to call Terry.
You might want to tell Teresa Goldner to leave the house now. Ralph, if you haven't left the house yet just leave now. It is a mess. I almost got hit 3 times coming down Easton. The light down there on the east end of the street, California and Easton, to get out of Easton and just to go on to California, they've cut it down to where only one car can go through at a time, and you have to go through a ditch, so you have to go slow. So maybe 4 or 5 cars make it through the light. There was cars backed up from that light, double file, all the way wrapped down Easton, all the way to Hobby Lobby. So much so that I'm coming up the opposite direction. There's cars driving the wrong way towards me. I'm blowing my horn like, dude, you're on my side of the street coming the wrong way just so he can turn into the parking lot of Big Lots like he was going to find another exit. Sorry, bro, there's only 2 of them, and both of them are backed up into each other. So I'll get off the lawn for now with traffic because I have so much more to say. Like, why aren't they doing this overnight? If they're closing off businesses' driveways that you can't even enter into the parking lot of Hobby Lobby. So you've affected Hobby Lobby, Burlington, Five Below, Lawson's, Coconut Joe's, the gym. What is it? In Shape that's in there? Panera, C's Candy, Subway. All of them screwed. No warning from the city like, hey, between this time and these days, the entrances into your businesses will be closed. Thanks. That's all I'll say about that. I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox now. Just wait till I drive home, and then I'll be back on it yelling at half of it. And then they got Dolores over here trying to direct traffic. Like, come on, Dolores, this ain't South 8th Street. Get out of the road and just let people drive. You're screwing it up more than you're fixing it. Now I'm done. 661-842. Chris, did you experience the same thing? Did you not?
Luckily, I was able to dodge it a little bit earlier.
You timed it right. They decided that lunchtime is the perfect time to shut down access to Easton Drive.
Although, like you, I live across the street, looked out my window and said,
right across.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. This is going to be a fun.
I'm just praying everybody's off the street by 6:30 when I go home.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I know.
I'm going to tell my daughter if she gets out of school.
You're going to have to walk.
Just hang out. Yeah, you might as well just walk. And that's what I told my mom. I'm like, I can walk faster. I could walk home and get home faster than if I was in a car.
By the time you left here, if she left school and walked to the corner, you probably meet her.
She beat me. Yeah, she beat me. I just start leaving. Although they won't let her. They won't let her leave by herself. She's only 8, for God's sakes, Chris. I mean, when I was 8, I was walking home all the way, maybe a mile and a half from Frank West into the ghetto, into the hood, the south side of all places. But no, I walked.
I wasn't in the hood, but I was walking home.
It's fine. You know, Southsiders on one end, skinheads on the other. Just walk to school, JR. It's fine, and you're safe. Speaking of feeling safe, don't know if anybody up on the Panorama Bluffs feels safe today. We've learned more on the shooting that took place over the weekend. We already know the alleged shooter. We have to say alleged, even though there's video circulating all over online. Sebastian Dominquez, 19, will be in court just after the show wraps up, 3 p.m. He is scheduled to be arraigned on first-degree murder charges, according to the Kern County Superior Court. He is being held without bail. I looked at his record. He has one prior from a couple of months ago. He is young. He's 19. I guess I didn't check his juvenile record. But he had a prior, which he still is awaiting sentencing. He pled no contest to possession of nitrous oxide. But now he is facing more serious charges. Again, first-degree murder in court at 3 p.m. This all took place in the 900 block of Panorama Drive around 1 a.m. We have also learned, although I don't think it's been confirmed by the coroner's office, although the family has started a GoFundMe. The 17-year-old that was killed is Brody Davis. Again, there is a GoFundMe that has been set up for his family. I believe he comes from a single mother with 2 younger siblings. And it's sad, we talked about yesterday how there's video, there's YouTube streamers, have it all on video, police driving by, not doing anything. I watched video, there's a car doing donuts in the middle of the intersection, just spinning out. There's video of girls dancing on top of cars. Police never showed up. I did see an interview, I believe it was KGET, and I didn't get the officer's name, that said, well, this is kind of in a secluded area. It's by, I'm trying to stay calm. It's literally on Panorama Drive, and there's a light. This wasn't a secluded parking lot. If there was a YouTube streamer parked across the street, live streaming the whole thing, but you're going to try to tell me this was a secluded area. No? Okay, officers. Now, with that being said, also, I can't put all of it. We discussed this also yesterday, all of it on the police officers. Because as sad and as hard as it is for the family, you have to ask, why was a 17-year-old out at 1 o'clock in the morning? I get it. He was trying to do the right thing, trying to break up a fight. I tell my nieces and nephew all the time, just stay out of it. Know your surroundings. Spot people that look sketchy and keep an eye on them and avoid them all night, and know your exits, know your exit strategy if something crazy happens. And if you really don't need to be there, don't be there. Just don't. Between the DUI drivers, and we're going to get into that in just a second, with their checkpoint that happened over the weekend. Between DUI drivers and stuff like this happening, it's just, I don't like to go around making you feel scared, but it's what is it even worth it anymore to go out in the evenings? Is it? But yet we're told time and time, well, crime's gone down. Crime's gone down. We got to get to a break. We'll come back on the other side. A couple of more local things to touch on. Buck Owens, Crystal Palace had a sale this morning. We'll tell you what they were trying to get rid of. I just mentioned DUIs. They did have a checkpoint over the weekend. Results from that are out. And a former Arvin High School teacher accused of having sex with an underage student accepted a plea deal. We'll tell you what he's going to get, and some of the, what would you say, interesting, I guess, aspects and details of the story. Plus, I promise, I've been trying to get to it since last week, redistricting. They have till Friday to decide. Tell you how it's going to affect you if you'll be represented by a different congressman like I. How much it might cost the county, the state, all of that. Plus your phone calls and text messages, 661-842-5376. You can also drop a line in the chat on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search up Kern Radio. It's the JR Show. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk.
Where you from? DZK Productions. And how'd you hear about us? D-Boy, it might be better to ride a bike as far as time-wise concerned, but I ain't trying to get hit either. You know what I mean? You feel me? I'm not trying to get hit by no cars. What else is going on, you guys? What else? What else is up, y'all? What else is going on? It's going to be hot this weekend. Anybody got any plans to get out of town? What up? You're on a hot mic, Chris. Just warn you. Should I turn it off? Is this private information, you guys?
No, it's not. It's just we're running into a snag on the Meta site for EBS. It won't let me post reels.
Really?
It's claiming copyright. It said it flagged us back in June or something.
Really?
Every time I look at it though, and I look up our account status, it says we're fine. We should have access to everything. But I figure it's because we have the ESPN logo stopped on stuff now. You know what I mean? Because they never flagged us before until now. So is there any way we can reach out to ESPN and get them to send us something?
Is that what it is? It's the logo or what?
It doesn't tell me. That's my problem. It just says that our content is like copywritten or something like that. Like it breaches the community guidelines. I'd have to show you later, but I don't know if it's because we have the ESPN logo on stuff now. I really have no idea. Because it claims it took down what the copyright strike stuff, but nothing has been taken down. So that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was going to go through the review process with them anyway, but I figured if I got ahead of it and just got ESPN's permission and say, or email it, said, hey, they have permission to use this.
Yeah, let me. I'll reach out to the guy, my rep for. Yeah, give us like some sort of.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1.
AB 495. A little bit last week, D-Boy. It's not that much. We'll get back into it. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Streaming on social media. We're not streaming on social media. We're on social media. Look up Kern Radio. We're streaming on YouTube. Just go over to YouTube and look up Kern Radio and subscribe. We're almost at 300, I think. We're on our way to 300,000. So just subscribe and tell your friends and come back every day and watch. Because unlike some places, we're here for a while. Buck Owens Crystal Palace had announced that they closed their doors for the final time, I believe last weekend, the weekend before, after Buck Owens' birthday. Well, this morning, or maybe yesterday evening, they posted about how they were going to have their final t-shirt sale. All the merchandise is gone. And it's what do they say? Once they're gone, they're gone. The Buck Owens Crystal Palace posted on Monday evening. They opened up this morning around 10 a.m. and they had a line all the way down and around the building just for your chance to be able to buy one last t-shirt or postcards. Maybe if you were lucky and you gave them a really good offer, you can buy some swag off of the wall, but I doubt it. I'm not sure if any of it is even left hanging on the walls. But not even sure if it's open. Maybe they're already sold out. Somebody tell me if you went by the Buck Owens Crystal Palace, if they're still open and if they have any t-shirts left. If they do, extra large, please. Chris, what size you wear? Large?
I'm a large now.
Large, extra large and a large if you're in line over there, if they still have any left at the Crystal. You can't do that legally, Chris. Speaking of legal matters, 4 drivers were arrested on suspicion of DUI. There was a checkpoint the BPD had announced on Friday that was going to take place over the weekend. They held it in the 1500 block of L Street. And if you know where that is, it's kind of behind Dignity Health Arena, down the street to the left just a little bit. In a place where really there's no traffic at all. I had to look it up and said, where is 1500 L Street? Took place from 6 p.m. on Friday till 2 a.m. on Saturday morning.
How do they decide which street?
No idea. No idea. You know how many vehicles went through here? I'll give you one guess, and I'll give you a 10-car leeway either way.
Oh, if you say 10 car, I mean, I can't be that high. I'd go 150.
Nope. I'll give you one more guess.
Am I higher or lower?
You're high.
Hi.
You're high, Chris. Not just because you're smoking ganja before the show, but your number too. It's just a little.
50.
There you go. 46 total vehicles were screened by officers in the checkpoint. A total of 46 cars.
Slow night.
No, it's not. It's a bad place to put a checkpoint. Slow night in Bakersfield on a no. Maybe if you had put it, I don't know, a couple blocks over on Truxton or a couple blocks over on California Avenue. I don't know, maybe if you moved it down to 24th Street or somewhere on H in Chester where all the bars seem to be downtown. No, let's go. Let's put it right at 15 behind the jury building where nobody drives through. They were trying to be smart is what they were trying to do. They figured, hey, maybe a lot of people go through here when they're leaving the bars downtown because they don't want to take the main street, and we'll catch them. 46 vehicles. Oh, and those 4 DUI drivers I spoke of, only one of them actually went through the checkpoint. 3 additional drivers were arrested on DUI. 5 vehicles were impounded. 2 drivers were cited for driver's license violations by officers on nearby patrol. When are we going to learn these things don't work? I understand we get grants from the state or the California Association of Highway Traffic Safety. Okay, but this. Meanwhile, we can't even get to a call of kids acting foul out on the bluffs. Talk about California redistricting on the other side. It's the JR Show. We'll be back. Be sober and watch for your adversaries, the devil, as a roaring lion.
The Justice Department has opened an investigation into whether police officials in Washington, D.C. have falsified crime data.
Walketh about
That's according to 2 people familiar with the probe. The investigation reported Tuesday comes amid an escalating showdown between the Trump administration and the city over control of the police department. Oklahoma will require applicants for teaching jobs from California and New York to pass an exam that the state's top education official says is designed to safeguard against radical leftist ideology. Ryan Walters, the state public schools superintendent, says any teacher coming from the 2 blue states will be required to pass Oklahoma's PragerU assessment test. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 10 points. More details at srnnews.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, you're live and
Down for the biggies on the scout. Get smart, get down with the power. Never been a better time. Live right now.
Give it away. Oh, I was early. Hold on. Stay with me. Flag is on YouTube. Whatever. Give it away now. Everybody. Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Hi, Deborah Leary. She just sent me a text message and said that she finally got YouTube on. Kern Radio is on YouTube now. Yes, Deborah Leary, we are now on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, hit the subscribe button. You can watch myself and Ralph Bailey live every single day. Right there, you can even drop a line in the chat. We like to call it chat. Hey, chat, what's up? We'll get in there in just a second. I told you, I'm going to bring in a teenager. I've learned so much over just the past 2 weeks as far as slang, and I don't know if the kids even call it slang nowadays, but I've learned so much. So much. You guys remember I taught you girl math? There's more to come. We're going to have a special segment with a proper teenager and everything. It's going to teach us some of the lingo. So parents, when you're trying to decipher what your kids are saying, I got you. 661-842.
We're going to lead a wave of dads just cringing.
I got you, dads. All my dads in the pickup line, stay tuned. I got you. You're gonna make your daughter just, as they say, cringe.
I'm sorry, Gen Alpha, you can't have anything.
Cringe.
That's coming from a millennial.
Just saying. Just be prepared for that. 661-842-KERN. What do you have on the text line, sir?
JR, we live in Bakersfield where common sense doesn't exist. Exhibit A, bike lane on Union Avenue. Exhibit B, name change on H Street.
You said it. I mean, that was a great text message. Yeah. There's like I said to somebody, just communicate. Just communicate, at least to the businesses. You owe it to the businesses that if you're going to close the entrances to their parking lot on the main street, I think you at least owe it if you're trying to at least pretend to be friends of businesses, especially down Easton. If you're a friend of small business and locally owned businesses, what do you think goes all the way back here down Easton Drive? It's a lot of small little mom and pop shops filling in all these office complexes back here. But the city, communicate, please. Common sense, do it overnight, please. Do it during when, maybe the biggest commute through town. No, we'll do it right then. It's fine. School's just starting. Who cares? I just left the studio during the break, walked down the hall. Billy, our general manager, and Jay Reed, the program director for Hot 94.1, were talking about the traffic going back by Easton. Goodness, just give us a heads up. So we can tell people, if you don't need to, don't come down here.
Let's find a new route home.
I'm walking. I'm just going to leave the car. I'm just going to leave the car and hopefully it's open back up by the end of the day. And why they didn't have two crews moving in unison down California as it was paved out. When they got to Mohawk, they could have started off crew number 2, going right behind them and laying the pavement down.
Because that would require supervisors to actually work together.
That would require planning. And again, common sense, but we, like the texter said, live in Bakersfield. What else you got?
Does Dolores have a bucket standing on the corner begging for donations?
No, Dolores was, I made myself laugh sometimes. I don't know. She was a Hispanic lady, and she was trying to do traffic control for Easton and California right here between the Mobile and the Starbucks. And she was trying to, bless her heart. And like I said, she was Hispanic, so my racist behind says Dolores, because Dolores, but she was stopping traffic from coming down California so that people coming out of Easton can get on California. Only the light at California and Real was green for people to keep coming down. And she decided, no, now's the time to stop them. Their light's green.
Again, just a little. I think that's what drives me the craziest. It's just common sense. I don't get mad at other things, but common sense will drive me up the wall. 661-842. No, she didn't have a bucket. She didn't even have a stop sign. She was just waving. Come on, Dolores. What else you got?
One more here. It just says, if the cops would have broke up the party, parents would have said, why are you harassing these kids? Why don't you worry about real crime?
Probably. Until this is real crime. I think somebody chimed in yesterday and called it the broken window effect. We just leave it alone. And then what happens? More broken windows. And then people, vagrants and criminals go, oh, well, there's broken windows. We can break in. We can do what we want. Nobody's patrolling here. Nobody's paying attention. And it's the same thing. You allow these, it's almost, you can call it a takeover, a parking lot takeover. They call them street takeovers, intersection takeovers in LA. There was a car doing donuts in the middle of the intersection at one point. Watched it right there on the live streamer's video. But you're right, we are in an age where parents have the tendency to take the side of their child rather than the side of teachers and the law. Where when I was a kid, it was me against my mom and the teacher. Nowadays, it's the parent and the student against the teacher, which explains a lot for where we are in society. What else do you have? Is that all?
That's all we got.
What do we have in the chats? Let me see if I can reach behind me here and read up in the chats. What's up? First time watching and listening. The real DZK Productions. Welcome to the show, DZK. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And stay tuned for after 3 p.m. the Ralph Bailey Show starts. It might be better to ride a bike to work. It might be faster, but not safer. Let's just be honest. Do I want to get to where I'm going? Hell, we had two bike versus car in the last 2 weeks. One down the street on Mohawk. Do I really want to ride a bike to work? I do. I have. It's not a bad ride, and especially this morning would have been nice. It was 70 degrees. Kiss that goodbye starting on Thursday. It's going to be 107 this weekend. I told you guys. I told you. Enjoy this past weekend because we're not going to get another one like it for a little while. I think that's it in the chat line. You can always jump in. Have you talked about AB 495? We have a little bit, not too much. I was going to see if I could get somebody on. They were actually talking about it. I was at the place this weekend, and one of the guys that is trying to fight against it was having some discussion, and I might invite him on to discuss that as well. What else? But we have these new bike lanes to make it safe for bikers. Yes. They're so congested, though, that the bikers have to move into actual lanes of traffic to ride because there's so many of the bike riders coming through those bike lanes. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. An Arvin teacher, or former Arvin high school teacher, took a plea deal today and accused of having sex with an underage student. Michael Joseph Parra pleaded no contest to 2 of the 7 felony counts: oral copulation with someone younger than 18, and unlawful sexual intercourse. The rest of the charges were dismissed as part of the plea deal. Sentencing is scheduled for October 16th. He's facing 2 years of probation. A high school teacher having sex with a minor is facing 2 years of probation, 180 days in jail. That's what, 6 months? Half a year? And restitution, as well as a criminal protective order, meaning he probably can't talk to that minor anymore. That student was 17 at the time. It was Parra's wife who actually turned him in. She had found text messages
between Mr. Parra and the student. Now, where it gets really funky is the girl admitted to willingly having sex with Parra on a futon in the attic above his classroom, which makes you ask, why does he have a futon in the attic above his classroom? And in a storage closet, according to documents. He snuck the girl in after hours. A part of the reason I think they struck a deal with Mr. Parra is because the girl had recently said that she's not going to testify against Mr. Parra, saying she believes she was half at fault and that he shouldn't be the one taking all of the punishment. She also said in a letter that she felt pressured by her mother to testify, as a mom is pursuing a lawsuit. They filed a civil suit against the Kern High School District back in December of 2024. Now, I'm sorry, Mr. Michael Joseph Parra needs to go to jail for a little bit longer than 180 days. And this poor little girl, 17, doesn't realize that she was taken advantage of and probably groomed by Mr. Parra. Last time I checked, teachers don't just keep a futon in the attic above their classroom. And it's sad that this little girl somehow feels like she is partially responsible for this. And I know Ralph talked to Lauren Skidmore, executive director of the Open Door Network, yesterday. I would have loved to have got her thoughts on this and why she feels a 17-year-old victim would think that she is the one at fault. And it's probably a lot more common than we realize. And it's unfortunate when a 44-year-old man who knows better or should know better takes advantage of a 17-year-old girl, and this is just my opinion, grooms her to where she feels like it's her fault that he's in trouble. Parents, and it wasn't even her parents that ended up catching him, it was his wife. Parents, pay attention to what your kids are doing. Pay attention to what your kids are doing. Be the bad guy in their life. Who cares if they hate you? One day, they're going to love you again. Be the bad guy. Tell your son he can't go out with his friends till 1 o'clock in the morning. Check your 17-year-old daughter's cell phone to know what she is doing. When I was a kid, it was the babysitter was the TV, and it became video games. Now it's the internet and social media, and that's just a bad place to be growing up. Got to get to a break. We'll take your comments on the other side. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. I'm going to squeeze in some redistricting. They want to take a vote on Thursday to try to get this special election. It's going to happen. But at least in California, we have a voice to push back with. I'll give you some latest poll numbers that show just what California thinks about giving the power back to Sacramento to redraw their own lines. And they found a new moon.
I'll tell you which planet that's on. There's going to be a joke there. So stay tuned. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk a little.
I heard the teaching staff at West High talk about Para when I worked there. They were not talking nice about him. Yeah, Gordon, here's my opinion. This isn't, and maybe it was the first one he tried with, but this isn't his first thought of messing around with students. And I can't say experience because I don't have first half experience with these kind of things, but I think experience and others stories will have you believe that this wasn't, this might have been the first girl that he actually followed through with, but he's been doing that before.
It's why not JR. You can see the road, you can see the rug, but that's not it. It's a little speakeasy, like I said, right next to Casey Steakhouse. The beautiful thing is, you can get some of the.
Oh, I was supposed to change that. Forgot that. We are trained on this stuff, what to look for. I agree with you. Just saying, Gordon, it's not. Those usually aren't one-off, one time. That's why so many of them are repeat offenders.
Why not JR? It's Stockyard. This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers over $10,000
And for him to only end up with 180 days, what kind of lesson did he learn? What kind of lesson did he learn? Sorry, little ASMR, guys. I'll mute the mic while I chew my chips. Forgot to promote Brunch Fest. Brunch Fest happened October 11th out at the Kern County Fairgrounds from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. You can join more than 1,500 other attendees. You'll get bottomless brunch bites from over 20 local chefs and restaurants and a variety of beverage bars, souvenir glass, live music, and a DJ. Plus an overall fun day of brunch and beverage sampling. For more info and tickets, go to BakersfieldBrunchFest.com. They are already on sale. Get those early bird prices, or you can wait. I think maybe not next week, but the week after, we'll have some more tickets for you guys to win. But get out there, Brunch Fest. I'll be out there. Chris will be out there. Ralph will be out there. Scott will be out there. You guys can meet the new kid Dawson. All of us will be out there. Was that Jen that just walked by? Jen, Brunch Fest.
And AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Chris.
No, you're right.
I'm absolutely right. They might be the same person. Has anybody ever saw all three of them in the same room at the same time? Just saying. I think one of them is actually dead now. Isn't Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Weiland, isn't he? I think he's passed away. I'm not killing him, am I? 661-842.
No, he has passed away.
He has passed away, right? Yeah. Well, he's not really. He's reincarnated as it's Chris Martin, right? The lead singer of Coldplay. Yeah.
Was Chris Martin the one who's actually dead? And then he took his spot?
Maybe.
Skinwalkers.
Maybe. Just saying. All the same band.
661-842-KERN. Anything on the text messages, sir?
Yes.
What you got?
JR, to show the mentality of Bakersfield, the KC Board of Supervisors meeting, Dolores Huertas and friends got 9:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. speaking time, and Genesis Mata Group got 11:45 a.m. to 12:35 p.m. speaking time. Dolores Huerta Group took up all of the space, and the Marta Group noted it.
Yeah, because they were going to show up to talk about CPS today. They had a meeting. The Kern County Board of Supervisors had a meeting this morning in which a bunch of families, members of not only Genesis Mata, but other cases that CPS here locally has failed. And they're demanding an investigation and answers. Why was the Huerta clan at the Board of Supervisors? They asking the county for money too? Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe that was her with a bucket on South 8th Street begging for money. Yeah, now, do you know how much money the Dolores Huerta Group has? A lot. Somewhere around 10 million. But yeah, and they've already gotten, 15 million from the state and another 7 million from the state again on top of that, not to mention tax cuts for this project. And when you go to their website, the Dolores Huerta Foundation, and you click on the Peace and Justice Center, they tell you how they've already raised $32 million. Why you need $300,000 of my money? Kick rocks with all that. What were they? What? I'll find out what they were doing down at the Board of Supervisors meeting and their paid group. 661-842-KERM. What else?
Years ago, I saw a woman climb onto the stop train for which she could get across L Street. And before she could get off, the train started moving again. She panicked and stayed on the train as it continued eastbound towards Tehachapi. Maybe that's why they had a DUI checkpoint on L Street.
I've watched it happen before, too. It happens all the time. If you're on jury duty, you get stuck by a train. If you're going to a Condors game, coming or leaving, if anything is happening at the Dignity Health Center, there's a train. If you're coming in or going, leaving, there's a train. I've watched people try to hop through. I'm good because exactly it's end up taking off, and then what? You can't get off in Tehachapi. Find yourself in Barstow. 661, but that's no reason. 42 cars go through a checkpoint, really? How many officers did you have sitting there? What else do you have?
Do you know why the flag guy makes more money than the guy with the shovel and the road crew? It's harder to lean on the flag.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, the stop sign that doesn't always have a handle that goes all the way to the ground. You have to actually hold it in your hand sometimes. So it's tougher than holding the shovel, which you can actually use as a cane to hold yourself up. Anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
What else?
Are you sure it wasn't a random homeless lady in the middle of the street? Again, it's Bakersfield.
No, she had an orange vest on, but it could have been. She looked a little too bathed to be a homeless person. Anything else?
Let's see. JR, how old are you? How can you compare those three bands as the same? Have you listened to their music before? Were you listening to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys? LOL.
Yes, I'm 45 years old. I was born in 1980. 90s era's music is my jam.
And you can't compare boy bands to Coldplay.
And yes, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, they were all the same.
Oh, they were, but that's not Coldplay.
That's not Coldplay. And REM. And what was the other one? Stone Temple Pilots. No, Stone Temple Pilots. I'll leave them out. But REM and Coldplay are definitely the same.
Same, but different.
Same, but different. But same. Hey, the Webb Space Telescope has spotted a new moon orbiting Uranus.
I just wanted to say Uranus and a moon, because there's plenty of jokes there for all you dads in the pickup line to either tell your wives, don't tell your wives about a new moon on Uranus. Don't do it.
They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that mess. But tell the kids, they'll find it funny. Shout out to all my dads in the pickup line. Speaking of which, I got to go get my daughter. Stay tuned for the Ralph Bailey Show. This has been the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN.
Thank you guys for hanging out today.
96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Gordon, there's a ton of jokes there, but I ain't touching one of them.
Breaking news
So
this
tell your
hour
wife
from
that they
Town
found
Hall.
a
I'm
new moon
Keith
on Uranus, so
Peters
it's okay
in
for
Washington.
gain weight.
President Trump says he will not send
All right, y'all.
U.S. troops to
Be good to each
Ukraine.
other.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
At Monday's summit with Ukraine's president and European leaders,